Coming up on How Do They Do It?
I've got one major horizontal crack.
How do they pull 1 million kilos of pure white marble from the heart of a mountain? Washington, D.C., capital of the United States, home to majestic monuments to rival the glories of ancient Rome. Their timeless beauty comes from white marble. But getting the stone out of the earth in one piece is as hard as the rock it's cut from. So, how do they do it? Danby, Vermont. Quarry boss Luca Manalini is on his way to Dorset Mountain, site of the largest underground marble quarry in the world.
This is a mountain that is basically made with marble.
Deep inside the mountain are entire caves of white marble formed over 400 million years ago from shells on the prehistoric seabed. The difficult thing about mining marble is keeping it in one piece. If you blasted it out, you just get tiny chips only fit to line the driveway. They cut the stone with what looks like a giant cheese wire, made up of metal beads coated with super hard diamond granules. The quarrymen thread the diamond cutting wire through holes drilled into the rock.
Hey, Marco!
The end of the wire is collected and joined onto itself, making a big loop.
Okay, ce l'ho! Molla!
The wire circles around the back face of the marble and pulleys direct it down to a spinning flywheel. If the wire snaps, it could lash out and slice a man in two, so they keep their distance. If the 800-ton block is free of defects, then this marble could make almost $1 million worth of tabletops. But to get around the back and inspect it, they'll need to shift the weight of 180 elephants away from the cave wall. Zach Wood has been working here for less than a year. He's a rookie, but even so, he's going to shift it with nothing more than a steel bag inflated with water.
It's a water bag. It's very, very strong. It's going to push this whole block out probably about a foot.
But the expanding bag will only work if they can somehow fit it into the tightest crack.
Sometimes they go in kind of rough. Might have to beat them in with a hammer. It's a little tight.
A high-pressure hose connects the water bags to an ordinary 1.5 horsepower pump.
I'm going to turn it on. So the water's going to go through this hose into the bag, and the bag's slowly going to start spreading apart.
A valve in the connector means the water can only flow one way. So as long as the bag doesn't burst, there's almost no limit to the weight it can shift.
I really can't explain. I mean, that bag, that steel bag we got is just so strong. It's sealed so well. It just expands. I can't believe it, really. I mean, they're wicked.
With the block moved, quarry superintendent Mike Blair turns up and takes over. He's been quarrying for over 20 years, so he gets to call the plays.
I'm looking for cracks. If there's a crack in it, and say if the crack is at the 6-foot mark, and I accidentally cut it off at the 10-foot mark down in there, it only gives me a 4-foot rectangular slab, right? So I gotta get in and find out where the bottom of the crack is so I can determine where the wire is going to be to cut it enough so I can get the ultimate full-size block.
This is a critical moment. If the block has too many cracks in, it'll be virtually worthless, and the news isn't good.
So now I can see I've got at least one major horizontal crack, and now it looks like there might be 2 or 3 small pressure cracks in here.
Mike might be able to save the marble with some clever cutting, but that's going to be seriously tricky with the block so close to the rock face.
It's probably pretty smart to try to tip the whole thing over rather than try to cut it in half and tip half over. So just tip her over, boys.
The whole thing? All right, you got it.
Zach and the guys get to work, but there's a problem. The top corner is jammed to the roof, and the pressure is slowly cracking the marble. Zach desperately tries to free the block. It's stuck, and more cracks are appearing. The whole block could be minutes from crumbling. Keith Millard is brought in for drastic action.
It's got to head through the middle of it, so it's cracked off on the side, as you can see. And we're moving all our stuff out of the way to try to save what we can, so if the piece falls, it doesn't smash any more of our equipment.
He mounts up on the quarry's giant 45-ton excavator to go head-to-head with the marble monolith.
I can't believe it did that. See that belly in that?
A big intact block like this means payday for the boys.
5,500 cubic feet times, say, $50. You know, you're looking at probably $30,000 piece of marble here.
That's money well spent today. Very well spent.
The block is cut into 18-ton slabs, which have to be carried outside for inspection. It's a hard, bumpy road out of the quarry.
Nice. So let's go check the blocks.
Mine boss Luca will decide the fate of the block.
Questo va bene. Yeah, that's very nice cut. So when it's very smooth, we can see that there is no defects, no faults, nothing. Perfect.
This marble is almost flawless, so Luca decides to have it cut into slabs by the quarry's giant gang saw. 80 diamond-edged blades take 8 hours to slice through the block. Then these marble slabs journey on to face their futures as kitchen work surfaces in a block of swanky new apartments in the shadow of the Washington Monument.
Hey guys, come over here and see if it's okay. Beautiful. Great job.
And if you look out of the apartment window at just the right angle, you can see the Jefferson Memorial, quarried from that same snowy mountain in Vermont.